Happy Christmas Eve, Waffle Gang. My name is Mark, and today we're checking out some more r/am I the Butthole. If you'd like to skip the initial waffle, timestamps are in the description and along the timeline below. But if you are new here, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe, and maybe that notification bell too, as it all really helps out our channel. Now, yesterday we had 6 new members. Christmas is spoiling me, guys. You are spoiling me. Thank you so much. So yesterday over on YouTube we had Erin Kados, we had Sandra, and we had Waffle Lover 420. What a name, it checks out, right? And then over on Patreon we had Harmony Gibbs, Beth O'Toole, and Daisy Mew. Thank you so much for your support and for the, constant support from everyone who keeps resubscribing all the time. It really does mean the world to me. Thank you so much, and to everyone for taking the time out of your day to be here on Christmas Eve when you've got better things to be doing. Thank you so much. And with that being said, let's just crack on with today's stories. Much love, guys, and happy Christmas Eve. Now, our first story comes from Fluffy Kinneys. Am I the arsehole for telling my stepbrother he doesn't get to ask for help after years of not being family? My 26 female, stepbrother 27 male, and I have known each other for 20 years now. Our parents married when we were both 7, he was just about to turn 8. He has never accepted me as family. As kids, he wanted nothing to do with me, would always say I wasn't his sister or part of his family, didn't want to know me at any point, and for a long time it sucked, but then I got used to it and accepted that he just didn't want to even be friends, because he didn't. There were some years where he would get so mad if I called him even my stepbrother or said our family. When he moved out, he ceased all communication with me. He did not show up to my wedding, didn't even RSVP. No, just acted like it was never sent, and ignored his dad when he asked him about it. I truly gave up at that point and decided I was just better off just acting like he was a random stranger in the world. Now he has found himself in need of a place to stay for a while, and he has asked me if he could stay with me, being family and all. I told him I thought we weren't family, and he said it's whatever, and if he needs to, he will deal with staying with me for a while. I told him he couldn't stay, that I didn't want someone in my home who I could barely tolerate my existence and ignored me for 20 years. He told me if he really saw us as family, I would just accept him. My reply was I gave up on that a long time ago. He said I was never genuine then and called me an arsehole, but still wants to stay with me. My mum said I'm doing the right thing, but my stepdad said this could be a way to finally bridge the gap, and maybe we could be family at least. Am I the arsehole? Couple of things that jumped out to me straight away. Why isn't the dad taking him in? Either he doesn't like him or there's something deeper going on there. But also when he turns around and says when OP says, I told him I thought he said we weren't family, and he said it's whatever and he will deal with staying with me for a while, like it's a chore for him. Cheeky bastard. Absolutely not the arsehole in this scenario though. Like you said, you've known him for 20 years and he's he hasn't made any effort with you whatsoever. So I don't blame you. He's just a stranger to you. He's not family. You don't know him. You've tried your best. Now, go away. That's basically it. But let's have a look at some of the comments to see what they say. Says that you are definitely not the arsehole. Your stepbrother thinks he can use you whenever it's convenient for him, and your stepfather is wrong for trying to convince you that this may bridge the gap. It is unlikely that your stepbrother, who seems barely to be tolerating having to stay with you when he's in need, will have a positive effect while staying with you, and is likely to make you feel emotionally and mentally worse when he's treating you like you're barely tolerable. If he was actually interested in your relationship, he would have reached out and apologized for his actions, but he hasn't. Please, for your sake, don't take him in. And yeah, I got an opinion, says not the arsehole. He doesn't even want to bridge the gap. He just wants your couch. Your stepdad can house him and build the gap himself. But you did all you could. Obviously, don't light yourself on fire to keep this random stranger warm. I do love that saying when people say that one. And Short Instance says, not the arsehole, lol, he doesn't even try to fake. And Eternal Zuva says, not the arsehole, relationships take time, love and effort. You being related through marriage was obviously not enough for your stepbrother to want to cultivate a relationship with you, and he's obviously still the selfish, entitled little prick he was when you were kids. Letting him stay with you will be more damaging for your mental health than not. Some people are better left in the past, and he is one of them. Always protect your peace. He's not worth it. And Fleagle says not the arsehole, just because your parents got married doesn't give your stepbrother a pass to be abusive for 20 years, then use you as a free hotel. Family doesn't work that way. and then quotes, "My stepdad said this could be a way to finally bridge the gap." Followed by, "Realistically, based on your stepbrother's behaviour, I find that fantastically unlikely. I can totally understand why your stepfather wants that to be the case, but the most likely scenario is your brother takes advantage of you, and then when no longer needs your charity, you're back where you started. Your mother, as one would expect, is correct. You are doing the right thing." Now, I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What would you do in that situation? Would you take the stepbrother in, or would you say, no, he is a stranger to me, and he can find his own way from now on? Let us know in the comments below. Now, this one got me at the title. Whenever anyone puts drama in anything, I'm like instantly attached to it. I haven't read it yet, but here we go. So this is from a throwaway account. "Am I the arsehole? Sister's wedding drama. On mobile, sorry. I'm 28 female and my fiance is 29 male. We have a 4-year-old autistic niece. Now we plan on getting married July 2021, so save the dates have been sent out. On your invites we have put, we love all your children, but for the night we are having an adult only reception. Now our niece is a flower girl with our 2-year-old nephew, so they will be in the wedding, in the photos but not the reception. However, my future sister-in-law has told us that her daughter will also be at the reception, that she can't be just put with a sitter. Even though I'm a special education teacher, so I have a friend who would be filling to watch her instead of going to the reception. We have put our foot down and said there's no children at our wedding. She's ASD level 2. Her triggers are music, that's not kids, food with certain textures, lights, other people sitting certain ways, clothing textures, the whole thing. Even if the clothes are on other people. I have my dream dress for the reception. If I wore it around her, it would trigger her. I have accommodated my entire ceremony, even walking down the aisle, to a Tangled song, and I assume that will be enough for future sister-in-law, but it's not. She basically wants me to scrap my entire reception plan for her. I told her no, and she's gone to my job to tell them that I'm unfit for my work due to the lack of care I have shown to people outside of work. This being a private school, they have to take it seriously, so they're investigating the claim. As 3 of my future sister-in-law's friends have also called them. My fiance and mother-in-law are telling her off, saying it's not fair to the family to have to accommodate my niece 24/7, and they want to have a night of adult fun without having worrying about a niece meltdown, because I decided to wear a sparkly dress and serve chicken and listen to music that wasn't created for children. My fiance and I want a child-free wedding reception because personally we don't have time to hang out with our friends without children around, and we all deserve a night of adult-only fun. But I'm starting to think I am the arsehole due to how it's affecting my job. And if I'm not willing to accommodate my niece for one day, why am I working with kids whom are worse off than her? Edit, since people are asking, my future sister-in-law has already gotten a sitter for my 2-year-old nephew to begin with, so we offered our friend as the niece's sitter and explained all the niece's triggers that would be there with no accommodations made. Due to the amount of accommodations at the ceremony, there would be music for adults, not just Disney or PBS, booze and dresses with fabrics that might trigger her, the whole shebang. And as for the people who are offended I'm serving chicken, it's chicken parm. Also, my fiance has told his sister she has a deadline to come clean, or we go no contact. His mother agrees his sister is out of line and agrees she would go no contact as well. Now first off, who's bloody offended that chicken's being served? I love chicken. Don't get me started. You guys knew that on the KFC story. In my opinion, in this story, you've done so much for your niece already. You know, you've gave her music that you're walking down the aisle to, music from Tangled, to accommodate your niece. You've already gone above and beyond for your niece. You even got a sitter for her, and for them to call your school to say you're unfit to work with children is disgusting behaviour. I can't believe you won't. I would cut someone out of my life if they did that. If they tried to affect my career in that way over something like this is ridiculous. This is your wedding, not their wedding. If you don't want children, you know, at the sort of reception after party thing, that's up to you. That is your decision to make, not theirs. And, you know, I'll just cut them out completely in my opinion. But that's just me. I might be wrong there. But so Valkyrie Mama says, not the arsehole, it is 100% okay to have a kid-free wedding reception. I would be no contact with future sister-in-law until she gave me a sincere, unqualified apology and retracted her statements to my job in writing. And if I suffered any negative employment consequences because of this, I'd be no contact for life. There wouldn't be any coming back from that for me. And I totally agree with that. And Petite Paper Bag says, not the arsehole, your sister-in-law is deplorable and I honestly disinvite her from the wedding. It's your wedding, not hers, and she is making your work question your ability when it's quite clear that you are more than capable to accommodate. But this is no longer an accommodations debate. This is a private event that requires an invitation and your niece was not given one because of the restrictiveness of the event and you took her condition to heart. If your sister-in-law cannot attend the reception because her daughter is going to have trouble because of her condition, then sister-in-law should take her home after the ceremony and not attend the reception. Simply put, starting with texting sister-in-law, if she cannot attend the reception because of her child, you will miss seeing her but you understand, and look forward to seeing her perhaps over the next family event. Only text that. Keep any responses she gives you. If you must, turn them over to your employer to view, since this is a clear case of vindictiveness and she is overstepping. You can even detail how you're accommodating your ceremony to include her. An individual dismissal says, not the arsehole, this is ridiculous. Also calling your workplace, what the fuck? I'd kick her out of my wedding and potentially my life. She's actively trying to ruin your life because you're not prioritizing her child. Her daughter with autism is not your responsibility. Her inability to get a sitter for your wedding isn't your problem. This is your special day and you have done way more than enough to accommodate. Now, what would you do in this situation? How would you deal with sister-in-law? I think if, as soon as she reported that to my workplace, I would have cut her out right there and then. I think that's despicable behavior. Let me know what you would do in the comments below. Now, our next story comes from a throwaway account. Am I the arsehole for putting my parents on a timeout? I, 42 male, have 2 kids with my ex. My son Alex, 17 male, and daughter Dawn, 15 female. Alex is a skateboarder and he plays hockey. Dawn used to dance but she absolutely hated it. She had natural ability, she was very good, but she hated doing it. My ex and I always had a rule that if the kids really hated something, they just had to finish whatever we paid for, then they could quit. My mother was a dancer and she really loved that Dawn dance too. So when Dawn said she hated it, I had her finish her lessons we paid for, then she stopped. It caused a huge fight with my mother who felt we should have made her do it anyway. My parents have treated Dawn pretty passive aggressively since then. They had a very limited contact with the kids since they can't treat her well. The kids were with me last weekend. Normally I have them on Christmas Eve, but I'm in healthcare and covering for a sick co-worker, so we celebrated then. My dad dropped off gifts for the kids and each one had a big box. Alex opened his first, a new helmet, games for his system and money. Dawn opened hers, new ballet shoes, new ballet wear and a children's colouring book and some off-brand crayons. That's a dig at the fact that she picked up art after she quit dance. Alex was furious and Dawn tried not to look upset, but she didn't quite manage it. Here's where I may be the arsehole. Alex called my parents on FaceTime and after thanking them for the gifts. My mum smirked and asked if Dawn liked her gifts. I was about to tell her off, but Alex told them he was really disappointed that they were still caught up in the fact Dawn wouldn't do something she hated to appease them, that they went out of their way to try and ruin her Christmas with me. My father demanded I get him in line and make him apologise, but I told him they should apologise to Dawn for their passive-aggressive piss-poor behaviour. Instead of throwing a fit, they were called out. I also said I didn't want to see or hear from them anytime in the foreseeable future, and I was putting them on a timeout since they wanted to act like children. Both kids left the gifts here when they got back to their mums. I don't think I'm wrong here, but my brother is blowing up my phone telling me to stop being an enabling arsehole and demanding I make my kids apologise. I blocked his number, but honestly I'm tired of the crap my friend also said Alex should have kept his mouth shut. Am I really the arsehole? Because I don't think I am. Can we just say well done to Alex for standing up for his sister like that and, calling the parents out for trying to force her to do something she doesn't want to do. Absolutely not the arsehole in this situation. I think they should be called out for being, like you said, passive aggressive in nature on this one. I've seen parents just like this, and I know a couple who, from a young age said their boy was going to be doing a certain thing when he's older, like planning his future. Like he's going to be like, and this isn't the sport he's doing, but an Olympic skier. That's just an example, but that's the sort of levels they were looking at. Like planning from that age, oh, he's going to be an Olympic skier when he's older, and that's sort of it. That's his future defined. Although it didn't happen, obviously, but kids grow up and get their own minds, and that's exactly what this kid did. They're doing the stuff that they want to do. You can't force a kid to do something they're not going to do in the end, and if you do, they're going to be very unhappy in the future. But let's have a look at some of the comments to see what they say. So Ryo Lulu says, "You've raised a really good and articulated boy with a very good heart too. He expressed very clearly what he thought, stood up for his sister and didn't let your parents manipulate him with expensive gifts. What a brave boy. If your daughter is interested in art, drop me a DM. I'm a professional artist and have tons of things in double. I could box a few and be a secret Santa. Not the arsehole. Bloody hell. Someone like that. Oh, tearing me up. What kindness. And Terry says, not the arsehole. Your son was great for standing up for his sister. And Mizelle says, not the arsehole, not the arsehole, not the arsehole. 3 times, not the arsehole. To the contrary, you seem like a great dad. You're protecting your daughter from terrible behaviour, and you're teaching your son good values of standing up for and in support of others. Kudos. And cfont288 says, not the arsehole, your parents clearly can't respect your family's decision. They're you and their mother's kids, and you decide what's best for them. This is actually the same thing my parents did. We had to give the new hobby full effort, and if we hate it, we just have to finish out whatever lessons we paid for. I think it's a fair system, but that's besides the point. It sounds like you two raised great kids. The fact your son was respectful to your parents while standing up for his sister is pretty amazing. And your daughter is trying to put on a brave face after receiving a farce of a present. I think your parents need to apologise to you and the kids, not the kids to your parents, and maybe an extra holiday treat for the kiddos for handling the situation so maturely. Now, I'm going to turn it to you guys. What would you do in that situation? You know, if one of your kids received gifts like this that were sort of passive aggressive in nature, how would you deal with it? Let us know in the comments below. Now, I've had to read this title several times to actually get it. But here we go, guys. Oh, bear with me. Am I the arsehole for wiping my ass with my friend's towel? Oh, here we go. Brace yourself, Mark. Come on now. Throwaway, because I don't want my friends to know about this, and they know my main Reddit account. I know how this sounds, but trust me, I had no other choice. Please read everything before making your judgment. I'll try to keep it short because I admit it's kind of embarrassing and I'm cringing while I'm writing this. So yesterday I was at a friend's house with a bunch of people. We were all at the balcony, and after a few minutes I excused myself and went to the bathroom. I went there and did my thing when suddenly I realised there was no more toilet paper. I screamed on the top of my lungs for toilet paper, but nobody could hear me since they were all at the balcony. Realising I had no other choice, I decided to use the towel instead and threw it out the window when I was done. When I returned home, my friend asked us what happened to his towel. Before responding to him on the group, I decided to text my brother privately about it to make sure I'm not the arsehole here, but he ended up telling me that I'm so disgusting that I could have used the shower. In my opinion, this is much more disgusting, and to not mention this to my friends because I'm going to end up with none after this. I honestly think he's overreacting, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Also, please respond fast because my friend is insisting about knowing what happened to his shower, and I'm not planning on telling him if I'm in the wrong. Edit. Okay guys, so most of you said I'm in the wrong here. Even though I disagree, I'm going to have to accept this judgment as that's the rules. Also, I don't want to delete this post because it will upset the mods and I'll get perma-banned for it. So I will kindly ask you guys to stop being active and just let this post get buried. We're not letting this post get buried. Why didn't you just use the shower? That's not even more disgusting than wiping your ass on someone's towel, man. And then throwing it out the window, which someone's going to find at some point. Someone's going to find a shitty towel just lying out on the grass somewhere. Oh my word. Even your own sock, even your own pants, anything, just not someone else's towel. And I know when it comes to it, we get desperate and do desperate things. I'm not even going to go into my story. I'm not ready for that one yet. But 5 Pink Toes says, push comes to shove and I pooped and there's no toilet paper. I'm going to use my panties to wipe, ball them up in my hand and tell everyone I got a call and have to head home. I'm not going to use someone's towel to literally wipe the shit off my ass. Shoot, don't wipe and go home and clean up. You're the arsehole. Stop making sense, Yaz. You're the arsehole. Your brother is correct and that you likely had a dozen better options. Not only that, even granting it was easy to be flustered here, you could have immediately explained to your friend, with as little or as much detail as you wish, that you're at an accident of sorts and would buy them a replacement towel. They could have provided a garbage bag, a clean towel for you to use after showering, etc. Instead, you threw a shit-covered towel out the window. You're the arsehole. And I Forgot says, wow, shake my head, you're the arsehole. You're okay with lying to your friend. You're okay with throwing his towel, which is like throwing away his money without permission, sort of like theft in a way, and lying about the towel when your friend knows it was you. That is why he's asking you directly, since it disappeared after you were in the bathroom. Did you have your phone? Could have texted him, check all the cabinets and drawers for toilet paper. Shower would have been the best option, and send everything down the drain like a bidet. You are a terrible friend. And Iron Avenger says, so, there is a shit-covered towel in the bushes outside his house. And Livid Let Die says, of course you're the arsehole. There are so many other things you could have used that others have listed here. Also, throwing it out the window was perhaps the dumbest means of getting rid of the evidence. You know that you're wrong because you said you're going to end up with no friends should this get out. That's because your behaviour was absolutely disgusting. And not me, but my roommate says, you're the arsehole. You threw a biohazard out the window for someone else to clean up. Grow up. Oh, God, yes, I'm a child too. I know I'm laughing at poo. But what do you guys think of this situation? Do you think the shower was the best option? A sock? Something else? Just not his friend's towel? Or would you have done exactly the same? Let me know in the comments below. And once again, guys, happy Christmas Eve. I hope you're having a great day so far, whatever you're doing. You know, it's an absolutely amazing for you to spend time on Christmas Eve here, you know, and still get involved with the channel. Thank you so, so much. And for the support throughout the year. It's been absolutely amazing of you. So thank you once again. And I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Much love.